This one is very interesting.
What you got?
Well, here it is. I'm going to start with this one. And this is why not get out of
What are you
here.
doing?
I'm trying to. There's one that yeah, I'm switching all this up.
Look at you, musical
there it
chairs
is.
here.
There it is. Perfect. Okay. So Xmen Feige battle. Apparently, it's Disney that wants more action versus the social commentary on Xmen. Okay. So let's see. The X-Men movie currently in development following Avengers Secret Wars is rumored to be having problems. Kevin Feige apparently is butting heads with Bob Iger over the direction of the movie. Worth a mention is that Iger is exiting Disney in 2026. Yeah, right. Not going anywhere. And the X-Men movie comes out in 2027. So take the info here with a grain of salt. What's the rumor? Apparently, Iger wants another blockbuster while Feige pushes social themes. According to X-user main middleman, Kevin Feige originally planned a grounded, socially driven X-Men film centered on mutant identity and conflicts with the Brotherhood of Mutants. However, Disney executives reacting to recent box office disappointments with Thunderbolts, Captain America, Brave New World, Disney recently named Cap 4 as a fail in its investors report, pushed for a more action-heavy, spectacle-focused script aimed at mass appeal. It's claimed the final version of the X-Men movie will prioritize blockbuster elements and fan service with less emphasis on ideological themes. Feige wants a more grounded X-Men story with a plot that really focused on social issues and disagreements about what it means to be a mutant. He wanted a powerful, dramatic movie that really showed what the X-Men were all about, with the Brotherhood of Mutants as the bad guys. But that's not what Iger and Disney want. Aware of the poor performance of more restrained films, especially disappointing box office results like Captain America 4 and the Thunderbolts recently, the script had been requested to focus on great event film to get a wider audience attention. So expect the MCU's first X-Men movie being huge on events, focusing the box office with more action and fan service. Ideological issues will carry on, but they will be less important than dealing with something bigger. Let's see anything else. More Deadpool. Worth a mention is that the two big movies post Endgame from Feige and Disney Marvel has been Deadpool and Wolverine and Spider-Man No Way Home, with everything else, including the MCU shows on Disney Plus, a massive bust. So it sounds like Disney and Iger want to have the X-Men movie be another big event film, while Feige wants to make it about social issues. The X-user adds actor Thomas Brody Sangster is being eyed for a role in X-Men. Okay, what does that mean? And then there's also the rumor about Daniel Day-Lewis. There's rumors swirling around X-Men casting. Recent rumors also include that Feige wants to differentiate his X-Men from previous versions by going with black actors in the roles of Professor X and Magneto. At the same time, recent rumors have said that Feige is eyeing Daniel Day-Lewis for Magneto and Bryan Cranston as Professor X. It's also claimed that Cynthia Erivo could play Storm, with Kirby Howell-Baptiste and Jodie Turner-Smith thrown into the mix. Patrick Schwarzenegger is rumored as Cyclops. The X-Men movie has no release date. Thunderbolts director Jake Schreier is rumored to direct. Michael Leslie is penning the screenplay, who wrote The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, starring Rachel Zegler, which wasn't a bad movie, by the way. Okay, so there's a lot here, and I already know your take. I think we're gonna be back and forth on this one, because I think what everyone's gonna say is the X-Men have always had social issues. That's the whole point of the X-Men, is that social issues. So that's what it should focus on. I don't disagree. And the one thing, though, that we discussed it pretty well on Friday, myself, Winston, and Coy, when the rumor was that Coleman Domingo and Denzel were being eyed for Magneto and Professor X. So it's Turtle Beach time, and I'm excited to talk about them again. Man, that Stealth 700 headset that I got, whoo-wee, the sound. I was playing the Indiana Jones game. The sound is just so, it's like, you guys know how I am with sound and movies in general. Playing this game and hearing every little bit of sound, because the headset is just so incredible. It just does, it leaps and bounds better than previous ones that I've used. But it's funny when you're playing the game and you're so just taken in by all the sounds, because the headset is so incredible. I was like, oh, wait, I got to pay attention to what's going on. I'm going to get popped by one of these bad guys. And the other great thing about it's got an 80-hour battery life. I was like, oh, I got to charge this thing. It's like, no, not yet. You got time. I mean, you could. You don't have to. And that's the worst, when you're playing a game, you're doing something with the headset, and then just craps out, and you're like, oh, I got to wait forever. It's great. The Stealth 700 has the industry's first ever cross-play dual wireless transmitter system. It means you can seamlessly switch between your consoles and the PC with just a click of a button. It gets even better. While being connected to your console, the Stealth 700 can connect with your phone for music streaming, taking calls at the same time. Listen to your favorite songs while gaming, all done with the Stealth 700. And it's not just amazing headsets that Turtle Beach has. They have every gaming accessory that you could ever want, and they're all high quality, and they're prices that don't break the bank. It's most important. From flight and racing simulators to controllers, keyboards, and mice, Turtle Beach is the ultimate gaming cheat code. You got to head to turtlebeach.com. You got to use that code Kristian, 10% off your entire order. That is 10% off your order at turtlebeach.com. Use the promo code Kristian. You're going to purchase it like you did last time. They'll ask you where you heard about them. You got to tell them our show sent you. We did it. Get the ultimate immersed gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. My take on it was, and I said, I saw some people agree and some people disagree. And I always think I'm approaching it on the business side of things, where you're looking at what has happened now with Thunderbolts, which is a good movie, by the way. Captain America, these other movies. Marvel's not in the honeymoon phase anymore. They're in the exact opposite. They need big hits. I don't think taking away the social issues is the thing. I think that you're changing up and doing Denzel and Coleman Domingo. What you're doing here, I think, is that you're just opening it up, and people disagree. Like, who cares? You can't worry about what the haters are going to say. The problem is that it takes away from what the movie is. It just takes away from, meaning the issues and what are you really leaning on, because then that's all people are talking about, and it's all they're going with. And so I think there's probably that back and forth going on too, because maybe Iger's going, can you do, let's say Coleman as Professor X, and maybe Bryan Cranston as Magneto, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? Going back, maybe that's the conversation. I don't know. What I'm saying is that I think that it's just when you have a property like the X-Men right now, and it sucks, by the way, that you have to do it this way, but yes, you have to pay attention. As I always say, this is what I said with the Acolyte. Acolyte cost $230 million to make. And there are people, and especially on the far extreme left side of things, are going, you got to do what you want to do, and you got to do everything. You got to do it this way. And who cares what everyone says? You're making it for $40 or $50 million. I agree. I 100% agree with you. Who cares? It's $40, $50 million. You can get people for $40, $50 million in there. When you're making a $200 million X-Men movie, you have to cater to everyone. To everyone. If you want to make money, you have to. Otherwise, you're not going to get, you need to get everyone in the movie theater to make a profit. It's just process elimination with people getting in there. So yes, it sucks. Do you have to cater a little bit? You do. In big blockbuster movies, it's like, I don't want to back down. You want to make money? $200 million? You want to make money? That's how you have to do it. You have to figure out a way to, you don't take away the social issues of the X-Men. That's the X-Men. You can't just do a big blockbuster movie. That's not the core of the X-Men. But I'm so curious to hear what you think about this, Mike.
I'm agreeing almost 100% with you. I don't know what I would disagree with. Like, it's a tough spot to be in, man, because you can't ignore the issue. I mean,
right.
The core X-Men is defending people because they're different and hating them because they're different than you. That's, but from what I read originally when you were reading that, my thoughts were with where Iger was coming from was that comment he made at the beginning of the year, maybe, or maybe end of last year, where they're going to focus less on messaging in their movies and more on, just making a fun movie. So I was coming at that like, Disney's always done that, but they've never been a lot of movies really been on the nose with their messaging and stuff.
Right.
And I think that's what a lot of people realize. And maybe the lesser intelligent people didn't realize that Disney's always made movies with messages. You just were oblivious to it. But culture is what it is now. And everything, sound horns, the bullhorn gets, blown up. Oh, there's a gay kissing Buzz Lightyear. Fuck. It's like, did it affect the movie? No, it wasn't a good movie. I actually like that movie, but
I don't mind the movie either. But that's it's a point though. But it's the same point I made before. The movie was fine, but the problem again is that movie, Mike, the one you just meant, Buzz Lightyear, costs again around $200 million, whatever it was.
Sure, huge.
You have to be aware. Yeah. You have to be aware. So I understand that's where they came up with that about the social messaging.
I don't disagree on that.
I know what you're saying.
These studios, they got to make money, and you got a 4-quadrant film like the X-Men. You're trying to get everyone. You can't. Yeah, it's tough, man. It is.
Social issues have always been there with X-Men in all the movies, also.
But I'll say this, and
First
again,
Class and all that stuff.
And again, the first couple X-Men, I don't know. I don't remember what X-Men 1 and 2 cost. I don't, and I'm sure X-Men 1 was much cheaper than 2.
Wow. Especially
but they didn't shy away from anything in those films. They made Bobby Drake, they didn't make him gay.
Everyone is aware that X-Men has social issues. Everyone is aware of that. It's just a matter of the thing again. I understand it, and I know that people get mad at you when you say this too, but I understand the notion of saying, let's switch it up. Let's make Professor X black. Let's make Magneto black.
I get that. Yeah.
I understand like I understand it. I understand because especially when the social issues are, relevant, and the fact that they're both built off of both Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. So you get it. The problem again is that you're gonna have people going, well then, okay, well then watch what I do with my videos, and then it becomes a freaking Snow White situation again.
Yeah,
and it's and that's when you're making, and again, the first thing people are going to go, you can't cater to people like that. You're not the one that has to answer. Hey guys, how come we only did 70 million opening weekend on X-Men when it cost $275 million to make? You have to look at it on business side of things. You have to.
You're not wrong. It
sucks.
I don't know. It sucks.
It sucks
because Feige and them have to look at that and go, well, we've had 25 years of 2 old white dudes playing these roles, and then we did 2 young white dudes in these roles. We're just going to do the 2 white dudes, and again, that's how they were in the comics. I get it.
I know.
I get it. But
it's just you want.
Are you changing? Here's the thing: are you changing them just to change them to be different, or are you doing it?
Well, that's the question. That's the major question, right? And that's what the videos will be about. That's the major.
Like
question.
I saw, like
we talk about the Fantastic Four, Pedro Pascal. Why?
Well, I was just But then I could go back to Fantastic Four with the Josh Trank version. Like, what was the point of that? Like, what were you doing? Just to change it up? Like, the story didn't change at all,
right?
And you're just gonna piss off people.
I know.
It's a lose-lose in my mind. And I don't.
It's a lose.
Thank God I'm never in that situation.
I think it's a lose-lose in the fact that if you did the story as is with the characters the way they are in the comics, and you fought back and kept the social issues, you got a real chance of success. And look, the other side of it is too, you could absolutely have success. You make a good movie, people are going to check it out. Yeah. People are going to check it out. That's the thing. You got to make a good movie. And I really like what he did with the director did with Thunderbolts.
I like Thunderbolts. That was a good movie.
There is, look, and Coy made the point, and I don't disagree with it at all. There is the other side of me that says, okay, look, fuck what the business side of it, where you think that, and F the people who are going to do the videos and everything too. The whole point is the social issues and the fact that they're different. And our take on it this time is Professor X is black, Magneto's black. That's our story. You don't like it, shove it up your ass. We're making a good movie. we're making a good movie, and people are going to come see it. It's ballsy. Yeah. It's what X-Men's all about. And if it succeeds for you, well, then every point that I made, I go, oops, I was wrong. Look at that. It crushed. And then, but you just can't imagine that the videos that would come from a lot of this stuff immediately when they're cast would ever say, hey, you know what? I was wrong. Good movie.
Yeah.
They can't.
You're not going to get those movies.
It's not their brand.
I mean, you're not going to get those videos.
Not their brand. But why give them the opportunity to make them is the thing. And the argument against what I just said, why give them the argument? Because that's the point of the X-Men. And I get it. That's what Coy made, and I don't disagree. Yeah. I just always try to take things on both sides as far as business-wise, where I'm going, like you said before, we have an opportunity. Like Feige walks in, we have an opportunity to get both Denzel and Coleman in this. And your first instinct is, let's go. Those two guys, let's go. And then the other side is what you just said, which is, do we have to do it for this one? Do we have to do it for X-Men out the gate?
It's okay.
It's lose.
Here's the thing. Like, I was just thinking about this. Like, there was no stink whatsoever when Idris Elba was cast as Man-at-Arms and he Master of the Universe.
Right.
None at all. Like, I don't know where these certain groups pick and choose which ones are to upset them and which ones don't. Like,
right.
I mean, there's a huge fan base for He-Man. And even then, the toxic people in the fan bases will be vocal. So I didn't hear anything. No one gave a shit.
Well, they did.
Like it was just like it.
Yeah, they did. But they did for Kevin Smith's when Tila was kind of more in the lead.
Of course, yeah, of course they did.
Right.
Oh God. Oh my God.
So, but either way,
I don't know. I don't know where they pick and choose and which. You know,
it's interesting. Let's staying with X-Men and shifting to what I will say as far as Storm, being cast. I really and I got nothing against Cynthia Erivo. I hope she's not cast as Storm. She does not.
The woman's 90
Jodie,
pounds wet, 5 feet tall.
She does not work as Storm. Jodie Turner-Smith, perfect.
I know. I like DeWanda Wise. Is that
okay?
She was in the Jurassic World, the last one. Oh, she'd be so good.
Do you know Jodie Turner-Smith?
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, of course.
Both. But Cynthia Erivo is little. She doesn't. No,
it's not Storm.
She's not Storm. She doesn't have that.
I think they don't. I don't think they're going with her with that.
That's the problem with both Disney and I don't know about Feige, but like Disney is that she's hot. It's Wicked. You put Alphaba in there, and everyone's gonna want to go see it. Now you get more of that audience in there. It's like the Taylor Swift side of it, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like you gotta put. It's what Kathleen Kennedy does all the time. Put the.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So that's the problem with it. I really hope. Someone said as a super chat later. Someone said Jade Cargill. She looks like her, but she can't.
Who?
She's a wrestler. She can barely act in wrestling. She didn't you put her.
Get out of here with the nonsense.
She looks. Her whole gimmick is that she's Storm. She looks the part. But
that's everyone. That's fan casting. You can't do that. You have the chops.
Yeah, no, thank you on that one. So anyway, I am so curious, and I know this is a big old debate from everybody. So put your thoughts in there. Let me know. What do you think about this? Do you think, hey, go with what Feige wants to do there? Not only the social issues, cast who you want to cast, do your thing. Do you think you should do the economic, the business side of it, or do you think the business side is exactly what Coy was saying? It's the X-Men. You go with the social issues, and that's the whole point of it. That's what you do. Put your thoughts in there. Let me know.